Ben. Man, this team, late inning heroics, unbelievable, but it's all about Grayson Rodriguez. I love how he faces adversity.
Yeah, I tell you, most satisfying win of the year for me. Down 4-0, and Dylan Cease on the bump, one of the best in the game, and yet the Orioles come back. But yeah, I mean, Grayson Rodriguez, first inning was a very difficult one, right? I mean, he walks the first batter of the game for the third consecutive start. A couple of guys on, and Gavin Sheets comes to the plate. I tell you what, and he just gets a hanging breaking ball and hits it a ton out toward right center field. So before you can even blink an eye, Grayson Rodriguez down 3-0. Then he gets a strikeout, then an elevated fastball right there. He goes out towards right field, another strikeout, and a changeup that he got going later in the ball game. And so it was a rough first inning, but then he settled in, Rob. Look, he retired 7 in a row, 11 of 12 at one point, and I felt like the difference maker for him was that changeup. All of a sudden, that changeup we had heard so much about in the minor leagues, high fastball, good changeup, was a difference for him. You see his strikeouts right there, 6 of them on the changeup, 2 of them on the four-seam fastball. So certainly, I think a big growing outing for Rodriguez. Anytime a 23-year-old gives up 4, a lot of times you just can't get it back. Like, you can't regain the mental focus that you need. Grayson Rodriguez went in shutdown mode. I tell you what, Rob, that was impressive. Then you turn it over to the bullpen. Bullpen does their thing again, 4 shutout innings.
You know, Grayson Rodriguez's first outing was against Jake DeGrom. Yeah. Today was against Dylan Cease. Both pitchers, including Cease today, lived up to their names.
Yeah, I tell you what, and look, you know, you hate to talk about the pitchers that you have to face because you're not pitching against them. Actually, you're pitching against other teams' offense, but a guy like Cease has been so good. You know, it's difficult when he got down 4-0. I'll be honest with you, I was questioning whether the Orioles could come back myself, but Cease, you know, wasn't quite as good as he's had been, especially last year and early in the year this year. But I tell you what, give the Orioles a lot of credit. They pushed his pitch count up like they wanted to. They got him out of the ball game after 6 with a high pitch count. They got to this bullpen. This bullpen for the White Sox has been a struggle all year long, and they give it up again. The Orioles win this series.
I was surprised they threw so many pitches in this weather. Orioles used a big 4th and another big 8th. The offense, a lot of crooked numbers this weekend.
Yeah, the 4th inning was the key for me. I mean, the Orioles had 1 run home and 2 out. And I tell you, the 4th inning rolled around, and here was the difference right here. A little error over at third base by Terry Vaughn, and all of a sudden Mullins steps to the plate in a 2-out situation and buries this ball out toward left center field, pushes home 2. 4-3 ball game, and the Orioles had a lot of momentum at that point. Of course, they're going to tie it up just an inning later and then tack on a few more in the 8th inning. Here's Mullins yet again. Big series for Cedric Mullins. He needed this in a big way. He ends up with 3 for 5, 4 RBIs here in this ball game right here. He was the big star offensively. Austin Hayes, 2 more base hits. Henderson, 2 more base hits. Mateo with a monster series for him. He goes 6 straight, a home run. Santander gets his first home run yesterday. He was a difference maker again today. So complete up and down this lineup. You touched on in the open. Runners in scoring position. Orioles only 5 for 29. They go 5 for 14 today. A much better day. Runners in scoring position. So look, a complete effort. But I'm happy for Grayson Rodriguez. I think this is going to really get his confidence going a little bit. Happy for the bullpen and happy that we're heading home and knocking off the White Sox.
You talk about the bullpen. What about Michael Baumann, what he's done so far?
Big Mike's been a big part of winning these 2 games. We saw him punch out 2 2/3 of an inning in game 1, and then we saw him again today. He gives you 2 innings today, and I tell you what, Mike Baumann has made an awesome transition from the starting role where he really wanted to be when spring training began to where he is right now. He's accepted his role, and he's excelling in that role right now.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Ben.
Anytime, Rob.